Welcome to a Between Bites Piecemeal episode. Piecemeal is a podcast produced by the Emily Program, and Between Bites are short episodes addressing topics that are really relevant that you want to know about. Piecemeal covers topics related to eating disorders, body image, and how society may influence our thinking. Please use your discretion when listening and reach out for support as needed. I'm your host, Jillian Lampert, and for Between Bites, you just get me. Welcome. Today's topic is all things Halloween, right? Halloween is upon us. It's October. Halloween is a lot of things to a lot of people. The candy, the pressure, candy, the messaging about the candy. It really, in addition to all of that, Halloween is a sort of holiday season kickoff. And so we wanted to talk today about managing Halloween, managing your experience, getting support, how to think about Halloween as sort of this gateway to the holiday season. So let's start. Halloween. It's a holiday focused on costumes, on kids, on trick or treating, on, sometimes getting to stay up late on a school night. This year, Halloween is a Friday night, so that's an interesting dynamic to it this year. And it's a holiday focused on candy, right? For months, we've been walking into stores to see Halloween displays with all sorts of candies, and there's all sorts of messaging about what kind of candy we're going to have and what you should provide and what people will think about it, but also how it'll be experienced by you. And for people struggling with an eating disorder, it can be so much stress about the candy. And beyond that, it's a really interesting opportunity, maybe, to talk about how we think about food and how we talk about food, and maybe doing some advocacy around how we talk and think about food. So that's what we're going to focus on for the next few minutes. So first of all, let's talk about how to manage the focus on the candy for kids and for you. So if you are somebody, without an eating disorder and you're thinking about Halloween and how do you manage it with kids and how much candy is okay for kids to have, and is it okay for them to have Halloween candy and for how long, and all of those things. And I'd really encourage you, whoever you are, to think about the messages that are packed into those little Halloween candy packages that we might not even realize based on what we think about the candy. So here's our suggestion, sort of at the Emily Program, we think a lot about how to have food be food and not good food or bad food, not judged, just food. And Halloween is a lot about the candy, and Halloween candy is kind of the thing. And so what we see is if you limit your kids access to the candy, if you give them lots of rules around the candy, if you give them lots of sort of messages that the candy's not so great, they experience the candy in many cases as something really desirable and really exciting and important and something they really want. And if it's forbidden, or if they get the sense that they're not supposed to have it, we're people. And people, when we tell ourselves not to have something, we kind of want more of it. And so thinking about that with kids, what if we let kids have Halloween candy and let them experience the natural sort of experience consequence of having lots of candy? And so that might look something like, and maybe if you're a parent thinking about how to manage Halloween candy with your kids, that might look something like you saying like, hey, Halloween, that's so great. Let's see what you got. I have fond memories of dumping out all my Halloween candy on the floor and sorting through to see what I liked and see what I didn't like, and maybe trading with my brother or preventing him from stealing stuff from my pile that I wanted. With our kids in our house, I have similar fond memories of them dumping out their candy and looking through everything and trading with each other and eating some pieces as they go, and us, asking to have a few of their pieces, or maybe just taking a few of their pieces. It wasn't very kind, but that sort of fun about it. And really, at the end of the day, that's what Halloween is about. It's about fun, and we so rarely talk about that. Like it's fun to do this sort of strange thing where we go ring doorbells up and down the street in neighborhoods we may or may not live in and ask people for candy. Like that's a little odd, right? It's a little weird. And it's a whole lot of fun. And it's a safe way to have fun. It's a safe way to explore for kids. So how about if we have the candy be fun? And you could say things like, hey, so much fun. Look at all this candy. Well, let's have some candy tonight, and then we'll pack it up and we'll have it in the cabinet. And so for a lot of kids, you can sort of let them have what they're going to have for Halloween night. And maybe some kids will eat more candy than their tummy really wants, and they'll feel kind of sick, and that will be an information set of information for them. That'll tell them something. And so maybe the next day and the next couple days you have, Halloween candy they can get at snack time, or you have it with dinner as the dessert, and really with dinner, like put it on the table and have people be able to pick some candy while they're eating dinner. That's a new concept for a lot of folks, but really helps take the power away from the candy. It's really just food. It's just part of our food supply. And so if you approach it without a lot of baggage around it, or a lot of messaging around it, or a lot of um, forbiddenness around it, kids generally kind of forget about the Halloween candy after a week or so, right? The novelty is gone, the fun is gone, they've moved on. And maybe you're still, having candy for snacks, or you're, putting it in with their lunch. That's whatever. That really allowing kids to have that experience of their body of what do I want? How much do I want? When am I done? And help them practice with that. So that's what I would encourage you to do with kids, to really have it be fun, have them eat the candy they want, have the candy be part of your normal everyday experience with food as you go about the days and weeks after Halloween. And then here's the thing that I always kind of forget to do until it's a little too late. The Halloween candy bag is in the cabinet, it's been forgotten, nobody's eating it anymore. At a certain point, get rid of that. Really, there's probably more candy coming, or more things coming with other holidays. And so do something with the candy, because you don't want to find that candy months or weeks later. Certainly don't want little creatures in your house to find it, ants or such things. But just be mindful that when it's run its course and it's run past its date, get rid of it. It's okay. It's okay to do that. So if you have an eating disorder, some of that is going to be easy to do, some of it will be really hard to do. But what I really want you to think about is what you're going to do for you. And so if you have an eating disorder, and you have kids in your house, or you have an eating disorder and you're participating in candy gathering with your friends, um, really think about how you want it to fit in for you. Think about how you want to have fun with Halloween. Think about how you want to have a relationship with the candy that isn't distressing to you. And so maybe that means you're going to make a plan. Plan ahead. Plan ahead to take care of yourself. Plan ahead, like, oh, I'm going to have Halloween candy and it's going to be part of my meal plan. I'm going to talk to my dietitian about how to fit that in. Or if you're not currently seeing a treatment team or don't have a dietitian, talk to somebody in your life. Talk to a loved one. Like, I'm a little nervous about Halloween because there's a lot of candy around. Sometimes that makes me feel a lot of control with food. Talk to somebody about it and ask somebody to be there with you. Eating with other people works at Halloween, and it works all year long. Really having somebody else there to help you can be incredibly supportive. So let somebody know that you're struggling. That's a great way to plan ahead. And also, you can plan ahead by really knowing, like, there's going to be candy in the house, and I'm going to figure out how I am going to put that in my meal plan, or how I am going to decide if I want to eat the candy, if candy is something that you struggle with as part of your eating disorder. So really making a plan for you. And the key part about that is sharing your plan. Share your plan with your loved ones. Let people know what your plan is and where you might need support. It's okay to ask for support. And it's also okay to let people know that you're going to talk to, if there are kids in your house, you're going to message about candy in the way you've decided to message. Like, here's what we're going to do, kids. We're going to have candy in these ways. It's okay to decide how you're going to do that for yourself and bounce it off somebody and get support. And that kind of planning can be really helpful, as can self care. How do you want to care for yourself? If Halloween night is really stressful for you, is there something you can do earlier in the day to take care of yourself? Maybe you're going to go for a walk. Maybe you're going to call a friend. Maybe you're going to spend some quiet time. Maybe you're going to give yourself time to read, or to draw, or to knit, or listen to music, or whatever it is that you like to do that's caring for you. Do that. Plan intentionally in the day to do that. And then maybe at the end of the day, Halloween is done and the trick-or-treating is over, and maybe if you have kids, the kids are off to sleep. Give yourself a moment just to take a breath and be done with the day. I think particularly if you struggle with eating disorder behaviors on Halloween, let it stay in Halloween. Take a breath, give yourself that space, talk to your support people, and know that the next day is the next day. The next day is a different day. So, really thinking about self care. And when you think about self care, the other part of that that's really important is messaging, right? Like, how are you going to tell yourself? What are you going to tell yourself that's helpful to you, that's supportive to you? What things do you know work for you? Like, okay, you're having some all or nothing thinking, like, I'm going to eat all this Halloween candy. I have to get rid of all of it. Okay, what's the truth in those statements? What support do you need? How can you think about that in a different way? It's okay to have Halloween candy if that is part of what your part of your meal plan, part of how your eating plan is going. And tell yourself that, like, this is my plan. I'm going to follow my plan. It's okay to follow my plan. It's okay to ask for support. It's okay to support myself. Really, what kinds of messages are you going to tell yourself? And again, share that with other people. They can support you if they know what you're struggling with. It's harder to support somebody when you have no idea what's going on. So let your supporters in, let your loved ones in, friends, family, whoever it is. Give yourself that grace and that support. And lastly, let's think a little bit about, Halloween sort of starts this season of holidays. After Halloween, we have a number of other holidays that in our culture are really focused around food and connection, family. Sort of from, I think a lot about the holiday season going from October through February, and so many of them are marked by food. And so Halloween might be one of those first ones, not usually, there are others, of course, but how do you think about holidays as we sort of pass this gateway to more holidays to come? How will you seek support? How will you be thinking about supporting yourself and helping others support you? Thinking about self-care, thinking about planning ahead as you go into all of the other holidays that are coming up. So making a plan for each one, asking your support people, your loved ones, your treatment team, whoever it is, to support you as you go through those holidays, it really does help make them a little easier if you have a plan and your loved ones know what that plan is and can help you to edit that plan, adjust as you go, but really letting people know. Maybe it means you attend some more support groups. Maybe it means you do more journaling. Maybe it means you increase your number of appointments you have with your treatment team. Maybe it means that you go to intensive treatment during that time. Maybe it means you tell your family how to support you, or you ask your loved ones for specific ways they can support you. Maybe it means a number of those things. Whatever it means for you, it's okay to let yourself have that support. It's super critical. And there's no time like now. There's no time like making this holiday season different, maybe than some of the other holiday seasons that you've gone through. So, happy Halloween. Keep in mind planning, support, grace. Take care of yourself. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode of Piecemeal, please subscribe, rate, or leave a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. Learn more about us at emilyprogram.com or find the Emily Program on social media. Piecemeal is produced by the amazing podcast team at the Emily Program. Until next time, take care. Thanks for listening.